Since we had so many requests of that battery, so we started with designing this battery for CYBER X, and we come up with a 72 volt 63 amp hour made from moly cells, and BMS is 450 amps dual discharge. What's the cutoff on this battery?
The cutoff on this is 65 volts.
On our battery is 55.
What is up, guys and girls? I want to start this one off by saying thank you. Thank you for all the love, all the likes, all the comments. This channel is growing. We're just over 2,400 subscribers, and that is because of all of you. I started this journey a little over a year and a half ago, and I can't believe the growth. I love getting out of the house and taking you guys along for the ride. Oh, speaking of rides, where we're going today? We are going to visit the boys over at Powerful Lithium. And why? They've got something new. They always have something new. Right now they're working on a new battery, and I want you guys to know all about it. And if you guys don't already know, if you want to save $100 off the purchase of your battery, you can use my code Mr. E NYC. Now, ever since meeting the guys over at Powerful Lithium, I've learned what they can do to our e-bikes. And what I like is that they don't just cater to one particular brand. They've opened the doors to any e-bike, scooter, or even an EUC for that matter. Their batteries are custom tailored. You tell them what you want, and they make it happen. On today's episode, we're gonna dive in deep. We're gonna dive into the specs of this battery. And who better to help showcase this battery than a fellow XION rider? So without any further ado, let's get into this one.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Smooth. I'm here with V.
Hello, guys.
Doing a collaboration with Mr. E to talk about the stock CYBER X battery and the new Powerful Lithium battery. Today, with the new battery, I did about 35 miles. I did some hard pulls, doing 47 miles per hour. I didn't continue to stay that way. Certain areas was like urban areas with kids, so I had to lower the speed. But with 35 miles and some hard rips, even on the West Side Highway, and pinning it, I started with about 81 volts, and I went down to about 74 volts. If I lowered the modes to 2 or even 1, then I easily could do another 30 miles. In Dan's video, where he did 106 miles, he did 30 miles, and then we rode the day before the Power Ranger ride. He did another 30 miles, and he still had a lot of juice left. That's what this battery is. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to V, and so he could talk more about these two batteries here.
We have stock battery, 50 amp hour, 72 volt, 50 amp hour with discharge rate 100 amps. That battery is okay for stock setup, but since this XION bike CYBER X coming with amazing controller, ASI back 2000, 4000 or 8000, that controller is like animal. So if you wanna lift up some power on that controller, you need upgraded battery. since we had so many requests of that battery, so we started with designing this battery for Cyber X, and we come up with a 72 volt 63 amp hour made from moly cells, and BMS is 450 amps dual discharge. As you can see here, we have two connectors, QS8. It's dual discharge if you need to pull that much amps. So this battery is like rated over 600 amps by cells discharge. Only what limiting in this moment is BMS on 450 amps. But for ASI back 8000, it's I think 400 or 430 DC amps is max what that controller can pull. So this battery is more than enough what your controller need. And also compared to the stock battery, capacity wise, this one is 63 amp hour, the other stock one is 50 amp hour. So because of quality of cells, quality of work, what we did on this battery, you are able to double range and maybe more than double in some specific situations. Depends always on road conditions, how rider is heavy, and how fast you're going. But like with this battery, you can easily lift up your tune on 12 or 14 kilowatts. That is around 200 to 220 amps discharge rate. And what is very important, when you lift up those that tune, voltage sag will be always small still, because this battery is very powerful. That's what any bike need. It's powerful enough battery that there is no sagging in voltage, that battery not struggling with when delivery power. So from those reasons we made very powerful battery for our customers, that they can be very satisfied while they're using this bike. And now this bike is like completely different with power wise. Now this bike got like on 12 or 14 kilowatts, it got way more torque, way more speed, way more acceleration. Stock tune is like 5 to 7 kilowatt max. 7 kilowatt by the battery, but stock tune coming like between 5 and 7 kilowatt, depends what they tune in factory. Yes. That's approximately what they do. So with this battery you can easily lift up on 14 kilowatts, 15, 18. When you have to do 18 kilowatts, you need to use both of those connectors, because each connector is able to give you up to 300 amps peak. From those reasons, because we're offering 450 amps, we have two of them. And that's only right way to pull all those amps what this battery can give you. Two cables, 8 gauge silicone wires with QS8 connectors on both sides. If you're gonna have tune 12 or 14 kilowatts up to 15 kilowatts, you can keep one plug. If you're going above that, you will need to use both of them. That's very important. Charging port is a battery is completely plug and play. Replacing exact battery size wise stock with no problems. So I think all customers will be very satisfied what they're getting in return from this battery.
Yes, you could sell this, so it'd be a down payment for the new battery. That's what the Suron community does. They will sell the stock Suron controller to buy an ASI controller, and Ali is already giving you the ASI,
which is great. I've really been happy when I seen in beginning of that bike, when I seen that they have ASI. That's like game changer in e-bike community, like that bike coming with good controller from beginning, giving you options that you don't need to spend extra money to do upgrades on controllers. Only what you have to do is battery actually, and some small minor mods, charger port or whatever you want, you know, like GPS camera, review camera, something like that. You know, those things you can do upgrade, but you don't need to do crazy things. Also, motor on that bike is very good.
Yes.
So support all those upgrades after that, like with battery, and then when you lift up the tune, or motor can support as well that. So that's very good for one of these bikes. Yeah, I forgot to say, this battery is made with a Molicel P42A. That's like best cells on the market for e-bikes, for any actually electrical vehicle. It's best cells because one cell can provide you up to 45 amps discharge rate. Capacity is 4.2 amp hours. It's very good, grade A cells. All our packs, they made with cell holders. I can explain that here. Cell holders like this. We have them on every battery, including this one. So cell holders securing this gap between cells, that cells not touching each other. That's not, I've been here, people saying, oh, because of airflow. We don't need airflow because this battery is completely closed, so no airflow inside. This gaps is that batteries can't touch each other because of safety reasons, because under this sleeve in the battery it's a metal shell. That metal shell is minus all the way outside, and only what is positive it's here. So when we have groups like this, we don't want to touch those two, because when we do weldings here, this positive to this negative, and if this negative touching with this negative, it will make short circuit in this cell. So we don't want to have that. For those reasons, we're taking precautions to space up those cells, and also we're using fish paper rings as well, like safety feature, also like insulator between cells. For the batteries, depends what's the current flow, what we're doing, what we need for that application. Sometimes we're using plate nickel, pure plate nickels, or sandwich copper nickel. Depends from battery to battery, between shape to shape, what we need to provide, what kind of power we need to provide. And usually we're using Smart End BMS 150 amps, 300, 400, 500, depends, 450, depends what's the application and what battery can provide, like a discharge. And very important, everything is made in US. Cells, we not buying from overseas, we buying locally in USA cells. So only from right distributors, local distributors, we buying cells. Every cell matching data sheet of that cell, so we're making sure that is everything correct. Thank you guys for your time, attention. Make sure to subscribe on Mr. E's channel. Make sure to subscribe on your channel. What's your channel?
I will have to put in Mr. E's description. This video is gonna go on Mr. E's. I will link my channel on there, and please follow Powerful Lithium
USA on Instagram.
All right, so there you have it. You're looking at one badass battery for one badass machine. CYBER X comes in two models. They have a stealth version, and what you saw in the beginning is called the Lightning. They start at about $5,000, and if you already have one or are considering purchasing one, you might want to think about my boys over at Powerful Lithium and what they can do to extend your range and extend your power. I'm about to wrap this one up. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please don't hesitate. Smash the like button. Leave a comment, because I get back to everybody. And if you want to, please subscribe. So until the next video, peace out, everybody.
Last thing for the CYBER X community is that with the new battery, you don't have to worry about anything. It's gonna have the same connectors, the XT30. So all your plug and play. And
yeah, this is upgraded actually connectors, but for every customer we're going to provide other side on connect controller, and for the controller side connector with the wires and lugs, so they can change and upgrade their connectors on bike, because stock connector is Anderson. We swapped that into Cure Ride safe, guys. See you next time.